Jeff Eisenberg, college basketball insider and expert for Yahoo Sports. Jeff, welcome to BYU Sports Nation.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
We really enjoyed the article on yahoo.com yesterday about the relationship between Jimmer Fredette and Trey Young, how they are alike, and why their career paths may be different. Why do you feel like, after talking with them, that their career paths will be so very different?
Well, I think that one of the big things is that Jimmer came into such a dysfunctional, unstable situation in Sacramento. You had a team that was looking to move, a team that made a coaching change 7 games into his NBA career. I'm not sure the new staff was either as committed to him or as sure how to use him as might have been ideal for him. Whereas, Trey goes somewhere in Atlanta that just sacrificed a whole lot to get him in the draft. They passed on Luka Doncic, who I think a lot of people thought they would have taken at number 3 in order to trade down to get Trey Young. It looks like they want to put the ball in his hands. And then also some of the differences between Jimmer and Trey. One, Trey's quite a bit younger when he had that special season compared to Jimmer. And also they are different players in the regard of, I think Trey is an elite passer, has amazing court vision, and, there's really no reason to not play him at point guard, whereas the NBA moved Jimmer off ball in most of the stops that he played. And, I do think Jimmer is an underrated passer, but there's a difference between being an underrated passer and an elite passer, and I think Trey is more elite in that area.
Jimmer Fredette's certainly in the news now, and in your article you embedded a video of Trey Young training at an LDS gym, the chapel, where there's a basketball court together, which is kind of fun for all the BYU fans to see. Jimmer Fredette in the news with the basketball tournament now. Do you think that Jimmer's done anything for his stock, or is this just a summer fling of Jimmer mania and then he'll go back to China?
I mean, I think he's reminded people how good he is, just by being seen on American TV again and, certainly playing against high-level competition and faring extremely well. The one thing is the concern with Jimmer was, like, when you play him in the NBA, he can't play the role that he did at BYU, or he can't play the role that he's playing at the tournament, which is, kind of that one-man catalyst, the guy who creates most everything for his team, whether it's for himself or for his teammates. I don't think that an NBA team will take him to play that role, and I think he would need to find a way to fit in with an NBA team. And then also the defensive concerns that remain for him. Can he do enough on offense to offset the fact that, he's still nobody's idea of a lockdown defender. So I certainly think he's helped himself, but, being 29 years old, when the league is looking mostly for prospects to put at the end of their bench, I think it's an uphill battle for him, and I think it's more likely that he would play in China this year and then, decide does it make sense to stay in China or try to go to the EuroLeague or something like that overseas in years to come.
Jeff Eisenberg, college basketball insider and writer for Yahoo Sports, with us on BYU Sports Nation. Looking at it from a BYU typical fan perspective, they see, okay, he's a really good three-point shooter, and he wants to play in a league that is dominated by the three-point shot. And if we're being honest, guys like James Harden don't play a lot of defense. So why can't Jimmer Fredette find a role, even if it's not as a starter, as a guy that has the ball in his hands and score some points coming off the bench for 15 to 18 minutes a night?
I think that's possible, to be perfectly honest. Like, I do think if he found the right situation that he could be a scorer off the bench for an NBA team. And, I think that what he's done in the tournament has certainly showed that he's still capable of that. With that said, like, if you look at what three-point shooters are in the NBA, you see a lot of guys who are spot-up shooters who are 3-and-D guys, and that's just not Jimmer. Like, he's not going to be the guy who's going to be a catch-and-shoot specialist. He's not going to be the guy that you can bring in to, knock down a corner three and play lockdown defense. That's not him. He's just a very atraditional player, which is part of what makes him so much fun to watch. But I think he needs the ball in his hands a lot in order to to be as effective and in order to be the Jimmer that we all know and we've all loved watching. And so that takes an NBA team, committing to maybe have him be kind of like the leader of their second unit and to entrusting him with the ball in his hands, for their second unit and living with the defensive consequences of that decision. And again, I think that that's possible. And I think that Jimmer could even thrive in that role in the NBA. But it takes someone being willing to take that gamble. And after things started going south for him a little bit in his NBA career, I don't think anyone was willing to do that when he got those second and third and fourth chances in Chicago and in New Orleans and in San Antonio.
Jeff, it's been fun to watch Jimmer kind of do his thing. We know it's not the NBA, but it's kind of this, side tournament, the basketball tournament. It's been fun for BYU fans to watch a couple of these former Cougars on the same team. What do you think it is about Jimmer, even in 2018, 7 years after that incredible senior season, that still makes him this fun, likable, viral character?
I mean, I think it's the style of play as much as anything. I think it's two things. I think, one, he's obviously a great guy off the court, and so I think that makes him easy to embrace. But more than anything, it's the 30-foot threes. It's the, willingness to drive into traffic and, finish with some of those acrobatic layups that he does. It's just the aggression that he shows, his ability to, pile up points quickly. He's just fun to watch. And when you, combine that charismatic game on the court with, his personality off the court, I think there's a reason that people still enjoy watching him. I know, I probably would have watched a few minutes here and there of the basketball tournament no matter what, but I found myself more interested when Jimmer was on the screen than some of the other games. So I don't think that there's an accident for that.
Yeah, you're not alone in that for sure, and we are certainly enjoying watching Jimmer Fredette play in the basketball tournament. We enjoyed your article as well, Jeff. We look forward to more from you at Yahoo Sports. Thanks for the time today.
You got it. Thank you.
Jeff Eisenberg, college basketball insider for Yahoo Sports on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline. Deseret First, your values, your timeline, your financial future.